Radrick Siegn's stomach felt tender, his mouth dry. Lower, lower. Water tanks and fuel containers huddled on the little crater's floor. Ships landed here, frequently. Nothing illegal about that. The Milan held altitude just a few meters above the crater's primary feature of interest, a neat hole in the ground. Her maneuvering thrusters scoured up a haze of red-tinged dust that drifted into the cargo bay. Siegn wiped his faceplate with the sleeve of his coverall. He hadn't wanted this job in the first place. Go! Go, go, go! Siegn dropped into the dust clouds, fourth in line behind his boss, Chief Master Sergeant Barak. Wrist rockets set to hot mode, they dived one after another into the hole. Asphalt-black walls closed around Siegn like a fist. He should have quit when he had the chance. He flipped 90 degrees and kept flying, following the helmet lamps ahead into the service entrance of A1 Recoverables, the best little recycling company on Phobos. CID, this is a raid. Do not resist, do not attempt to flee. Barak had the right kind of voice for this. Hoarse, stentorian. He seemed to be wasting it on dead vacuum and bare tunnel walls. Siegn sped up as they soared around a kink in the tunnel, knowing that if he dawdled, he'd sear the agents behind him with jets of superheated Xenon 136 from his wristers. God, but this was a desperate business. Freeze! CID! The helmet lamps ahead slewed left and right. Siegn's gloved thumb flipped the selection lever of his Mini to automatic. The gun only held plastic rounds, but it made him feel less defenseless. The tunnel opened out. Mountainous shadows wobbled in a space that looked far larger than it had on the schematic at their briefing. An urgent tick-tick sounded in Siegn's helmet. His HUD flashed a notification. Radiation levels had risen above the expected background value. Zip. Agent Ormichael was firing his Mini. In the vacuum, you couldn't hear gunshots. Their suit computers compensated by generating a noise every time someone fired. Agents made fun of the computer-generated whine on the range, but down here it didn't sound comical. It drowned out the rasp of Siegn's own breath in his helmet and the thump of his blood in his ears. Wheeling into the cavern, he saw containers of all shapes and sizes lashed down or floating beneath tattered old tarps. He moved his finger to the trigger. A voluminous shape jerked across the rough-hewn ceiling. Siegn aimed at it and let out a breath. He pointed his gun at the floor as the rest of the squad skidded into the cavern. "Hold your fire," Barak yelled. "You're shooting at a tarp." It looked like a puke, Agent Ormichael apologized. They all wore thin coveralls to block out radiation. The tarp did kind of look like a person in a coverall. Not so much now that Ormichael's rounds had shredded it. "Clear, clear!" Someone found the light switch. Dim overheads chased away the shadows. The Criminal Intelligence Department had gotten a tip-off that A1 Recoverables was violating the decommissioning accords, which forbade the possession or use of weapons. But no one was here, and the warehouse contained only crates.